Hello, users. Welcome to Flicks Done Quick. And this is a Flick Done Quick sponsored by someone you may know if you hang around me. Mr. XYX, also known as Brandon Scott Hill, gave me money to watch and review this film because it is his favorite film, as he says. And he saw that I reviewed Split a while ago, and basically, I had no idea that Split was actually a sequel to another movie called Unbreakable, like a pseudo sequel ish. And that's what I just watched, Unbreakable. And for like the first 30 minutes, like I thought it was okay. I didn't really get into it really until like the half an hour mark. And like my general thoughts on this movie is that it's more of like a prologue slash like origin story kind of thing than anything else, which is actually kind of cool. But like actually like looking at how the movie was made in 2000 and like that was it, like as a singular piece, I mean it's okay. I really liked the later like that last 30 minutes were really good, I will say. And I think it's interesting that they decided to like make a pseudo sequel and Split that came out like what 16 years later. And so that's pretty cool. So it feels like they M. Night Shyamalan, if you will, made like a really cool movie and then just didn't know how to follow it up. And then eventually like figured out, oh hey, well, we can do like the same thing again, but establish like a villain character, because David in this movie is going to be like a superhero kind of guy, right? So I guess later on he just decided to like do an antagonist, and then I'm assuming the next movie, which is going to be called Glass. Oh my god. I don't know if that was picked up on the camera, but it's fucking thundered like a motherfucker. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, so it feels like an origin story. Like, you know when you see a lot of superhero movies and then like they release like an origin story or like prologue or whatever, like after a main movie or whatever, like story. That's what this feels like. It feels like this isn't a singular entity, but more so the origin story to like a greater series. But it's weird that it was just a single film for 16 fucking years. Like, that's weird to me, you know what I mean? But either way, I think it's good. I think it's really good. Even as a singular entity, it's still pretty good. But it's one of those movies that leaves you with something like where you just want more. Like it teases you a lot. There's a lot of teasing in it, for sure. And now, obviously, I didn't see this movie in 2000, right? I saw this movie like fucking right now. So, and obviously, I saw this movie after I saw Split. I didn't even know that Split was a sequel. I just, thought it was a movie that looked cool. So, so if I were to have seen this, like, say, 16 years ago and I really liked it, I probably would have been pretty pissed that they never made anything else. But hey, that's pretty cool. As far as the actual movie goes, the actual movie is basically just Dave is like a normal kind of guy, but like he feels like he's pretty strong, but he doesn't really know why he's strong. He doesn't really think about it, and he has kind of like an estranged relationship with his. I think they're married, but I'm not sure if they're divorced or if they're just like separated or whatever. So he kind of has like an estranged relationship with his kid's mom, I'll say, and he's kind of like sad. And then when he like eventually figures out that he's like a superhero kind of person, he goes out, tests his powers, and then like saves people's lives, and then like becomes like super happy with his family again. And like that's pretty cool. It feels like you just saw him getting his life back together, and then like that's pretty much it. Like that, like that's why I said like it's more of like an origin story, but like it's weird as a singular entity. Like I don't know how I would have felt about this film if I didn't already know that there was going to be two sequels. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the main gripe that I have, is it like it feels weird to watch as a singular entity. But if you do know that there's going to be a continuation, then it feels really cool as an origin story. And then there's obviously, then I forgot to mention the other opposing character, Mr. Glass, if you will, who's basically like a really, really smart guy with fucked up bones that like break very easily. So he's like kind of he's really crippled. And then he basically, spoiler alert, at the very end of the movie is revealed to be like kind of a terrorist who creates mass tragedies trying to find someone who will be able to survive them. And eventually he finds David and then like contacts David and then like tries to convince him that, yo, dude, okay, I know this is gonna sound weird, but like you're actually a superhero, you know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of like the gist of the movie for like the first 30 minutes. Except you don't know that he was the guy that caused all the stuff until the very end. That's a spoiler. And that's what I said, like the first 30 minutes was slow, but like in the grand scheme of things, it feels like it's fair. So I would say that Unbreakable overall is it's a really good movie. Um, but it's weird as a singular entity. So that's kind of like my main criticism is that given the fact that this film was the only thing that existed for 16 years, like that's just weird. But other than that, I would say other than that, it's pretty good. I might rewatch Split just to like refresh myself, and I think I definitely will watch Glass when that comes out. So there's my review of Unbreakable. Hopefully this was long enough for you, B Hill. And goodbye.